There is no way you will be preparing for UTME or WAEC without knowing the concept of electrochemistry, especially as it concerns reducing and oxidizing agents. Welcome to Chemistry Meal. Today, we are on part 8 of electrochemistry, and our business is to consider the concept of reducing agents and oxidizing agents. Let's go together. Okay? We look at reducing agent first. Reducing agent. What do we mean by a reducing agent? By the word agent, it's an agent of reduction, not agent of darkness. Don't mind me. It's an agent of reduction. So what do we mean by reducing agent? We say that a reducing agent is a substance that causes reduction in a chemical reaction. So any substance that causes reduction in a chemical reaction is said to be what? A reducing agent. Any substance that causes reduction in a chemical reaction is said to be what? A reducing agent. That means a reducing agent has ability to reduce other substances. So a reducing agent, this means that a reducing agent has the capacity or ability to reduce other substances. So a reducing agent has ability to reduce other what? Substances. Yeah. A reducing agent is a substance that causes what? That causes us reduction, in a chemical what? Reaction. A substance that will bring about what? Reduction. A substance that will cause what? That will cause reduction. In a chemical reaction, a reducing agent will reduce other substances and become what? Oxidize. In a chemical reaction, a reducing agent will reduce other substances and then become oxidized. So reducing agents will reduce other substances and become what? And become oxidized. So their duty is to reduce other substances. So as they are reducing other substances, they are becoming oxidized. So as they are carrying out reduction action, oxidation is occurring in them. So they will reduce other substances and they will become what? Oxidized. This means that a reducing agent will undergo what? Oxidation in a chemical reaction. So this means that a reducing agent will undergo oxidation in a chemical reaction. Now, reducing agents are good electron what? Donors. They are good electron donors. So we say that reducing agents are good electron donors. So they donate electron. So how do reducing agents carry out their what? Their reduction action is by donating electrons. So when a reducing agent wants to reduce a substance, that reducing agent will donate electron to that substance. So reduction is achieved by reducing agent by donating what? Electrons. So reducing agents achieve reduction by donating what? Electrons. So reducing agents are good electron donors. They are good electron donors. So any good electron donor, any substance that can easily lose electron, any substance that can easily donate electron must be what? A reducing agent. So they are good electron what? Good electron donors. Good electron donors. Now, in a chemical reaction, how will I identify a reducing agent? In a chemical reaction, how will I identify a reducing agent? Because if I look at a reaction, I need to know a reducing agent, yes. Which substance is a reducing agent? What will I use as a parameter? What will I use as basis for identification of what? Reducing agents. And then also oxidizing agent. Because once you identify reducing agent, you should also identify oxidizing agent. So to identify reducing agent, we use the principle of change in oxidation number. So to identify reducing agent in a chemical reaction, we use the principle of what? Change in oxidation number. Now you need to watch our videos on on electrochemistry, part 5 and part 6. Also, I think part 7 also, part 6, part 7, so that you can actually understand what we mean by the concept of what? Change in oxidation number. Yeah. So we use this principle to determine whether a substance is a reducing agent or an oxidizing agent. So when you calculate the oxidation number of a substance on the reactant side and also find its oxidation number on the what? On the product side. The one whose oxidation number will increase is the what? Is the reducing agent. So we put it this way. The substance containing an element whose oxidation number or state increases, whose oxidation number increases in the reaction. So the substance containing an element whose oxidation number or state increases in the reaction is the reducing agent. So during a chemical reaction, the oxidation number of the reducing agent will increase. So the substance that will contain any element whose oxidation number increases in the course of the reaction, that substance is the what? The reducing agent. You remember how we find change in oxidation number? Find the oxidation state of the element on the what? Reactant side. Also find its oxidation state on the what? Product side. So if you find the oxidation state on the reactant side and find the oxidation state on the product side, if there is an increase, it means oxidation occurred. And we know that every reducing agent will undergo what? We undergo oxidation in a chemical reaction. So that substance whose oxidation number increases in a chemical reaction, the substance containing an element whose oxidation number increases in a chemical reaction, that substance is the what? The reducing agent. If we take, for example now, if I look at this reaction, for example, if I consider this reaction, example now, if I have zinc metal reacting with copper 2, this reaction, so that I will now have copper and zinc 2. Now, if you look at this reaction carefully, you will discover that actually zinc is the reducing agent. I will tell you why. Copper 2 is the oxidizing agent. Why? The oxidation state of zinc here is what? Is actually 0. The oxidation state of zinc here is 0. is 0 because it's a free element. In uncombined form, the oxidation state of an element becomes 0. Now here, the oxidation state of copper 2 here is +2. The oxidation state of an element is the charge that element appears to have in its ionic state. Now, if you look at this place, now the oxidation state of zinc becomes +2, while that of copper moves from +2 to what? To 0. So you now notice the oxidation state of zinc increased from 0 to what? +2. So because the oxidation state of zinc increased, that's why zinc is the what? Reducing what? Agent. Because the oxidation state of copper decreased, that's why copper is the what? Oxidizing agent. So quickly, examples of reducing agents. Examples of reducing agents. We have many of them, so I can just put metals instead of listing all the metals. Metals, good, highly electropositive metals are reducing agents. Magnesium, zinc, and the rest of the metals, they are good reducing agents. We have carbon. Carbon is a good reducing agent. Hydrogen also is a reducing agent. Then we talk about hydrogen sulfide and sulfur 4 oxide. They are all reducing agents. Although sulfur 4 oxide is a weak word, it's a weak reducing agent. It's a weak reducing agent. Because in the presence of stronger reducing agent, sulfur 4 oxide will start acting like what? An oxidizing agent. All right. We'll be back. And when we come back, we'll be considering the concept of what? Oxidizing agent. Don't go anywhere. I will be back.